Yay, recording. Okay, so here we are. It's Sunday, December 29th. It's 8 p.m. We are going to go over and show you a little bit about a funded trader program. It's not for everybody. If you're upline or your mentors or coaches don't recommend it, that's fine too. It's just something that I particularly like to get people into a larger account than they would normally going into a cash account. This is after you've gone through a demo account, obviously. I'm going to share my screen first so that we can, so I can show you what we're talking about here. Obviously, we have the normal disclaimer here. I'm not providing any advice, financial advice, trading advice. I'm not recommending any brokers. I am going to use one broker by way of example, but I'm going to show you where you can go and find a bunch of other brokers and do your own research as well. So that's a standard disclaimer that I put. Do your own diligence. Make sure you're happy with what you do. And obviously, you know, you can run into possible losses no matter what you are doing. But here's the reason why I like funded trader accounts. If you have a small account, let's say you have $1,000, and some people don't even have that. Some people start with 100, 200, $500 in a cash account. But for this example and for my small brain, it's easier for me to calculate on a $1,000 cash account. So if you had a cash account, not a demo account, and you were making 1% per day, which is a good target to aim for. We know lots of people that make a lot more than that. We know people that don't make as much as that. But if you're targeting 1% and you're trading 5 days a week, 4 weeks a month, that gets you to your 20% a month. So 20% on $1,000 account will get you $200 per month. And that's, you know, that's not bad. You know, if you're doing it part-time and just a few hours here and there, that's not a bad part-time income. It might pay a, you know, an electricity bill or something like that. If you have a $10,000 account, 20% on that is 2,000. Now you're starting to talk, and I'm going to be showing you by way of demonstration what a $25,000 account is something that you can have, and 20% on a $25,000 account is going to bring you in 5,000 a month. For a lot of people, that's a full-time salary. For other people, that's certainly a nice chunk of change to have extra coming into your bank account if you decide to take that all out each month. But we're also going to show you how to use that to fund your cash account. So instead of funding it yourself at $500 or $1,000, if you have a $25,000 funded trader account, you make 20% on it, you make 5,000 a month. My suggestion is you take some of this, maybe half of it, and start funding your own cash account. Why do I say that? Because you want to have many strings to your bow, many arrows to your bow, so that you're spreading your risk. We're all about risk management. We're all about preserving capital. But this is one way that you can have access to a larger account, which is on the funded trader or prop firm account. But as you're taking profits, yes, you can use this to live on. Yes, you can spend this money. But my suggestion is take some of this and start funding your own cash account separately as well. And obviously, I'll show you how we can scale up to bigger accounts using the same account that you had here. If you start at 25,000, when you grow at 10%, you can actually scale up 50,000. You can scale up then to 100,000, and you can keep going all the way up to a $2.5 million account. Okay. And the reason why this is so good is because if you're making 1% per day, we're not talking about money, we're not talking about dollars, we're talking about percentages here. The trading is the same. So if you take 3 trades a day to make 1%, the trading is the same, the risk is the same, the percentage is the same, the action is the same. but obviously the reward is much higher. The percentage, obviously 1% on a $25,000 account is much bigger than 1% on a $1,000 account. But it's exactly the same kind of trade. You're using exactly the same trading plan that you would on a cash account. But the funded trader account does make you a little bit more disciplined. And I'll go into that in a minute too. So how long will it take you to make six figures? So everybody knows or should know this site, thecalculatorsite.com. I'm not affiliated with that. Nobody is. It's a public site. Just go there, thecalculatorsite.com. Click this button here, daily compounding. Put your currency in here. If you start with a $25,000 account, which is the one I'm going to be highlighting, you can start with less or more. And let's cut it right back, not 1%, but we'll cut it right back to 1/3 of 1%. And it will take you 20 months to grow that account to six figures. So I don't know about you, but 20 months is not a long period of time to make over $100,000, which could be part-time for a lot of people. This example is trading 5 days a week. Monday through Friday though. So do bear that in mind. I'm showing you Monday through Friday, 5 days a week. It would take 20 months to get to over 100,000. And if you did do your 1% per month, same figures, daily compound, US dollars, 25,000, but now we're doing 1% interest that you're getting daily. It will only take you 7 months, not 20 months, 7 months to get a six-figure account. Can you mute yourselves out, please? So six-figure account in 7 months. So that is the advantage of using a bigger account. If you only had a cash account of $1,000, I haven't put it up there, but I do have these examples on my YouTube channel, and I'll show you that at the end. Some things that you do need to know out and things you do need to look for. Is it a phase 1 challenge or phase 2? So what that means is when you fund a funded trader account of whatever size, I'm going to use, for example, $25,000 account with a particular firm. The cost of that is $200, $199. They currently have a 10% off coupon. So it's, I think, $179 and change, something like that. You can have a 1-phase or 2-phase challenge. So when you get this account, I'll explain it a little bit more in detail. You can either pass it once by growing your account 10%, or there may be 2-phase challenges where you actually have to pass 2 challenge phases before that account funds. And I'll show you what that means. But these are things to be looking out for when you look at some of these prop firms, funded trading accounts. These are some of the things you should be looking for. Do they have any minimum trading days? The one I'm going to show you, you do have to trade 1 day a month to keep it active. Okay, some of them you have to trade 1 day a week, which can be hard when you're on vacation or something like that. Are you allowed to trade over market open or news? To me, this is very important because we might not actually trade exactly at market open, but what are their parameters for market open? Is it exactly at market open? Is it 10 minutes either side of open? 30 minutes either side of open? You need to read the fine print on these funded trader accounts so that you know. Can you hold trades overnight or over the weekend? Look, I'm a scalper, Tony's a scalper, Jim's a scalper. But if you're swing trading, or even as a scalper, you know, sometimes I do hold trades overnight. If I'm certain they're going to go in a certain direction, my chart's telling me it's going in a certain direction, it just hasn't got there yet. Yes, I may hold trades overnight. I very rarely hold them over the weekend, but I have done. Well, some funded trader accounts will not allow that. What that means is at the end of the business day, they will close your account out, whether it's in profit or not, because that is their rules. So you may be in a loss, you may be in drawdown. They don't care. They'll close you out if that's what the rules are. So you need to be careful of that. they'll have maximum drawdowns. The example I'm going to give you today, they have a 4% daily drawdown and a 6% total drawdown. So on a $25,000 account, that's $1,000 a day drawdown, meaning the loss that you're taking per day, or $1,500 total. You have to be aware of that, because that drawdown, if you're not practicing proper risk management, utilizing proper lot sizes, utilizing a reasonable risk to reward return, having your stop losses at a reasonable level, then on a $25,000 account, you can hit those drawdown levels pretty quickly. But this does make you more disciplined. It does keep you on your plan, and you should really not be drawing down 4% daily, $1,000 a day when you're trading. That should not be in your trading plan. Another thing to remember, the leverage is going to be much smaller on a funded trader account. You might be used to up to 500 to 1 on a demo account. You're not going to get that on a funded trader account. So forget that. This is what I mentioned earlier. Please use some of your gains on this account to fund your cash account. If you make $5,000 in a month, take $1,000 of that, put it in your cash account. $2,000, put it in your cash account. Whatever number feels good for you, my suggestion is to put that in a cash account, so you do have a nice cash account growing in the broker of your choice. Again, not recommending any brokers. You can scale up your accounts a lot, large account sizes. So each time you hit 10% profit, so if you've got a $25,000 account, you hit 10% profit. Once you pass a challenge, obviously, you can then request that they increase it to a $50,000. When you made 10% on that $50,000, you can request that they raise it to 100,000, etc., etc. The maximum is 2.5 million. You can actually pay a bit of extra money to boost that up to 5 million. But again, read the fine print and it'll tell you all about that. Another question to look at is, can you use copy trades, expert advisors, or trading bots? Because again, some prop firms will not allow you to do that, and they will shut you down if you do. Is your initial fee refundable? Don't forget the example I'm going to give you, $200 for a $25,000 account. Once you pass the challenge, that money is refunded. Don't forget that's $200 once only. It's not monthly. Now, if you blow the account, you do have to rebuy in. You actually get a discount if you rebuy in. If you blow your account, you come back in again, you do actually get a discount on that. But when you pass that challenge, your initial fee is refundable. And this is important as well. Is there a time limit to complete the challenge? The example I'm going to give you, there's not, but whatever firm you choose, I would suggest that you make sure you understand that and everything else that I've made in here. You can take a screenshot of that if you want, so that you can do your own due diligence on the prop firms. I'm going to show you a website that you can go to look up all, hundreds of prop firms out there. If you want a recording of this, it'll be on my YouTube channel, John Oliver AZ. And I do have these things in more detail. It's a series in there called 5 Months to 5 Figures. It goes into a lot more detail about how these funded trading accounts work. So, head over there and have a look at those. It's called 5 Months to 5 Figures. Okay. Let me stop sharing for a minute and just have a look at the chat to see. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Based on drawdown. Is it better to calculate your risk management based on drawdown parameters instead of the total account size? I'm not sure it's better, Remy. If you're looking at proper risk management, you would be maintaining proper risk management no matter what the account size is. It's all just percentages after all. Okay. let me show you a little bit more about what we want to do here. Okay, so this, can everyone see that screen on there? Prop firm match?
No.
No.
Okay, hold on a sec. I wanted to make sure that that was, there we go. Can you see that now?
Yeah.
Okay. So this website here, propfirmmatch.com, it will show you all the prop firms, the best sellers, the reviews, favorite firms, unlisted firms. You can compare firms, etc. This one, I'm right now, I'm on favorite firms, but again, propfirmmatch.com. Go and have a look at these. Got lots of companies on here. The 5%ers is one that I'm familiar with. It's a big one. FTMO is probably the biggest, most well-known one. Funded Next is a big one. And they'll give you information about all of these, where they're based, etc. The one that I'm going to be Top Step is another one. The one that I'm going to be talking about is this one, Funded Trading Plus. It's based out of London, England. One thing that I would suggest when you're looking at these is to look at firms only based in well-known financial centers, not little islands in the West Indies or the Caribbean or anything like that. This one is based in London. Some of them are not regulated in the US, but they are regulated in London or Singapore or Australia or whatever. So again, do your own due diligence on this one. And this is the company, Funded Trading Plus. Again, I've got no links for you. I've got no affiliation with these people. It's just the one that I'm familiar with, and it's one that I use. It's called fundedtradingplus.com. You can go and look at all the frequently asked questions about drawdowns, about calculators. This is for you, Remy, if you want to calculate on your drawdown calculator right here. They have their own calculator on drawdown right in here to streamline your risk management. So go check this out. You don't have to sign in for this. I'm not signed in. You just go straight to fundedtradingplus.com and look around all of these, and it will show you they've got a good Trustpilot score of 4.7, lots of reviews. And then when you come down here, you'll see the actual programs that you get to. So you've got 1 phase, 2 phase, and instant. Instant is basically where you're paying for an account. It's much more expensive. On the 1 phase, this is the one I'm going to highlight, but you're welcome to go. There's a smaller one here, 12,500, and it's only $119. The $25,000 one is $199. If you go to the top of the page and use this code 10FES, you will get 10% off those evaluations. So on a $200 account, you'll get $20 off, just a little bit less. If you want to go higher, 50,000 is $350, etc., etc. You can go as high as you want. That's 1 phase. Okay. What does 1 phase mean? It means when you pass phase 1, you get funded straight away. If you're on phase 2, like this, and 25,000 is the same price, you have to pass phase 1. You have to make 10% on your account to pass phase 1. Then you have to make an additional 5% to pass phase 2. Then you will go and get funded. So my personal preference is a 1 phase, but again, up to you. You do what you want. 1 phase, experience 25,000. I don't know why that didn't change. Hold on. Is $199. Okay. What does that mean? Phase 1. Maximum amount of trading days is unlimited. You can take as long as you want. There's no profits split because you're on a challenge. You have to grow your account by 10%. When you grow your account by 10%, it gets funded. And there's an 80-20 split because obviously investors that are putting up the 25,000 want some money back, so they get 20%. Once you've grown your account 20%, the split goes 90 for you and 10% for them. When you grow at 30%, it's 100% you. You can draw out, the minimum that you can draw out is $50, and you can draw it out once a week. You can pay a little bit more money to draw it out. If you want to draw it out twice a week or 3 times a week, you have to pay a little bit more money up front. If you want it more than that, I don't see any point, but that's up to you. So 25,000, obviously 10%, you have to grow your account, $2,500. Drawdown is relative, meaning it's relative to your account size. The bigger you grow your account size, the drawdown is a percentage. So obviously the drawdown dollar-wise will be bigger. There's no minimum trading days, which is you do have to trade in the fine print. You do have to trade at least 1 day a month. If you haven't traded for 1 day in that month, near the end of the month, they will send you an email saying, hey, you haven't traded. If you don't trade in the next few days, your account will be closed, because they don't just want accounts open that nobody's using, even though you've paid that $1.99 for it. Here's your leverage, 30-1, and even when you pass a challenge, still 30-1. So again, you have to adjust your trading style accordingly. David, you know what I'm talking about. When you're used to 500-1, 30-1 is a big change. So make sure you understand how to work that. Simulated loss maximum, again, 6%. There's your $1,500, which means if your account drops from 25,000 to 23,500, you're going to get stopped out. Your account will be closed. Same when you get funded, the same rules. It doesn't change. Maximum daily, again, 4%. That's $1,000. There's no scaling plan before you pass a challenge, obviously, because there's nothing to scale. You've got to pass a challenge first. But then every 10% of that profit, no minimum time requirements, you can scale up. Minimum withdrawal criteria, you can do it from the first day. Obviously, it has to be a minimum of $50. And then thereafter, it's every seven calendar days. So if you draw it out on a Tuesday, then the next time you can draw it out will be the following Tuesday. Okay. Expert advisors, trading bots are allowed. Lot size is no limit, so that's up to you. What lot size, again, you know, some firms do put limits on that. Can you hold over the weekend? We covered this. This company says you can. Do you need a stop loss? It's not required with these. Again, some prop firms require one. As sensible, disciplined traders, we're going to be using a stop loss anyway. And here's the refund at 10% profit. You get your money back. Okay. And if you clicked on start now, it will show you some other options that you can go through that you can add on to the program. So here's our experience, one phase, 25,000. If you wanted to upgrade to 30,000, you could do it. Costs a little bit more money. If you don't like the 80%, you want 85 or 90%, you can choose those. Price will go up slightly. If you can't wait 7 days to get your money out, you want to only do 5 days or 3 days, you can choose that. Again, it's going to cost you more money. And if 2.5 million is not enough and you want 5 million, you can pay more money to get that. When you continue to check out, I won't do it. Again, standard checkouts, name, address, email, etc. That's where you put your code in. You can pay by direct debit or by credit card or by crypto. So you can do any of those. Okay. Here's some of the things, what's allowed. Trading overnight and over the weekend is allowed. Unlimited time to complete that challenge phase. That means, you know, you're going to do it in a day, in a week, in a month, in a year. Completely up to you, as long as you trade 1 day a month. And you can use expert advisors as long as they don't use arbitraging methods. And this is, I won't read all of this because you can go in and look at all this yourself, all about the scaling plan, what they allow, about withdrawals, how you scale up. They go into great detail about what the profit targets are, what the drawdowns are, how they work, etc. Tell you all the details in here. 25,000 is the one. Just by way of example, you choose what size you want. If you want to start off on the 12,500 to get your feet under the table, doesn't make any difference to me, just giving you this information. And here's where it does my account expire. Would only expire in the event you do not place at least one trade in a 30-day period. Okay. So let me stop sharing that and I will take questions here and see if we've got any questions in the chat first. How do taxes work with funded accounts? Taxes work depending what country you're in, Jonah, but for instance, taxes are any profits that you take on those, on that funded account. So if you grow your account, you have a $25,000 account, you grow it to 30,000, that's $5,000. You will withdraw 4,000 of that, which is 80%, and that 4,000 will be subject to taxation. Consult your CPA or tax attorney for more information about that. If you have any other questions, if you want to unmute yourself, I'll be happy to answer any.
I do,
I'm going to
John.
stop the recording right now so that we can